And God, today we are grateful for this morning that you have given to all of us. And for this day and for this time, we ask that you would hear us, that you would be a blessing to each and every heart and soul that is a part of today's program. Would we be lifted? May we be encouraged? May we be blessed? In your name I pray. Amen.
Hey, what's up, you all? How you doing? Welcome to What's the Message? Hey, how's your health? That's what I need to ask right now. How are you doing? Just take a moment. Take the full assessment. How do you feel? How do you look? How do them pants feel right around the middle? Okay, because if you like me, sometimes you're like, okay, wait a minute, it's a little too much going on here. How are your feet feeling? Are they swollen? Are they nice? Are they fitting in your shoes right? How's your hair? Is it strong? You know, how's your skin? Is it nice and supple? Is it ready to go? That's what we're talking about, because we are opening up the National Minority Health Month. And if you're like me, you need to talk about this. Barone, the picture of health, SOVORY, is on the line today. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I thought you were going to come from our refrigerator next. How's your refrigerator and how's your pantry? Okay. All right.
You know, if Donna Green Goodman was on today, she would say, come in, let's look at this refrigerator. Say, today we want to talk about your health. That is something that is near and dear to our hearts here at What's the Message, and message in general. And it has been all along. I tell people when we go out into the community, we pioneered vegan soul food recipes back in the 1930s and 40s, and we carry those recipes in the platform of message every day. And so now, hey, you got folks out here, the Slutty Vegan, you got Tabitha Brown, you got all other kind of people. Message has been in this space for a long time. So we're going to talk today with a young health enthusiast and influencer in a minute, CHRISTINA Jenkins. She's on the line and she's helping people to get their act together, and we're going to introduce her more fully. But before we get there, Barone, come on.
Come on now.
Two things. Let's talk about music real quick. We only got a couple of moments, and you showed me a clip of Jon Batiste. Do you follow his music?
Listen, I have followed his music, and let me tell you something. The pure joy that comes out of his voice and out of his feet. What a gift he is. I mean, Grammy winning album of the year. I mean, it's exciting. His song Freedom. I dare you not to get up and dance. I just dare you. I dare you not to do it. I came on today. You were looking at me crazy. She was like, bro, what are you doing? I said, man, I'm bumping my song Freedom. I mean, I'm ready for today. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Certainly a feel-good music. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm just going to say this right here. Folks of faith, or maybe just in the faith tradition in which I grew up in, we have a complicated relationship to music. But you being a pastor and a musician, you know this. And I grew up in a musical family. The sound that Jon Batiste and just the sight and sound, they had sisters on there with square hair. Okay, I love the performance, but I love just the abandon and the beautiful music, and so we're always with discernment looking at things. But I love what happened. But I think even before that, kudos for him, because he is, like somebody, one of the articles that I read called him a multi-hyphenated. They didn't even say a multi-hyphenated one. What? The singer, songwriter, producer, composer, all of the above, and performer. And what I think is so beautiful was the fact that he revealed that he had just gotten married, and his new wife just had a bone marrow transplant back in February. So they hadn't even had the chance to celebrate with a honeymoon or something like that. Did you read that, or did you see that?
You know what? I'm just hearing about that part right now. But you know what? Let me tell you something that probably plays a huge role in her really being healthy and really getting through the season is when I see the type of joy that was displayed with what it is that he was playing in the music, and the type of joy that I've seen over the years from his giftedness, that plays a key role in people really moving from, not being well to being healthy. Because if you can find some joy, some things that bring you peace, some things that bring you happiness, it can help through difficult challenges like needing to get a bone marrow transplant or any other ailment. Scientists and other journals have written about positive attitude and how that can help impact healing in a positive way. Of course, we know prayer and getting the right medication, all these different types of things. But I'm praying for her. I'm praying for him. I'm so excited for him. I know that's a challenging way to begin a marriage, but I'm praying for her, as he wrote that song, for freedom from all of this illness and sickness.
What he said is, I'm giving you this ring, but that's not just because, this is not timed because of your illness and your diagnosis. He said, I took a year to have this ring designed. And I'm I am not mad at this man. He is all right. But, he says, we find a lesson in the lows and in the highs. And certainly I do believe that music, in particular, gospel music, is healing. If you're going through something. All right. Well, let me shift gears here, because I thought that couple, that beautiful couple, there's an interesting story. But our producer, and I'm putting him out here because he showed me the
stop. No, don't be doing. Don't do it. Just share the story and generate some conversation.
I think
it's interesting.
Philip is brilliant, and Philip, I ain't saying nothing bad about you. But if you feel like, come and get me, Philip. Come on, what you got? He's back. He's behind the scenes. But I tell you, Philip gave us an interesting link talking about interracial marriage. And I'm going to tell you, for the last few years, I have been a guest speaker at different journalism and feature writing classes. And that has come up. And the students have said, what would you feel at Message about stories on interracial dating and interracial marriages? And so this article that Philip has shown us is featured in the New York Post. And I had to look up the writer, who is a professor of law, Ralph Richard Banks. And he's the author of a book called Is Marriage for White People? How the African-American Marriage Decline Affects Everyone. And truly, the status of family and the status of relationships and marriages very much in our mind, because we believe in strong marriages and families. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go one step further. Every time I've had those discussions at in these classrooms, I'm just like, give me that article. I'm down with the swirl. Now, is that wrong to say? Tell me.
No, it's not wrong to say. In fact, more and more people are finding this reality that love is love, and connecting across those lines, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to do that. Whether you are Ketanji Brown, you know what I'm saying, Jack, that is in an interracial marriage, or you're Kamala Harris, that is in an interracial marriage, and so many others that are in interracial marriage and relationships. You're finding that it does take some courage to do, but at the end of the day, we'd rather have people who are deeply in love with each other than to feel as if they have to cut out a whole cultural group to say, I may love you, but you're just not going to be accepted. Are there challenges? Are there difficulties? Of course. Of course there are. Are there different things that you have to introduce to the other side, and they introduce to you in terms of culture? Absolutely. But I think that it could be a beautiful thing. At the end of the day, we all bleed red, don't we?
Yes. Well, and that isn't it true that race is just one of several characteristics, many characteristics and things that we have to look at. And definitely going back to our faith, as you look at the word, you know, you want to be with someone who's going to help you make it into the kingdom, or help get you there, right? And so that has nothing to do with what is on the outside, but everything to do with what is on the inside in that relationship. And so, you know, Philip, yeah, I'm teasing you about this thing, but I think it's interesting. I think also, though, as a Black woman, and you know, his article was aimed at Black women, and I probably took some offense at the headline, why more Black women should consider marrying white men. You know, the question is, why any of us consider who we marry at all, right? And it's not just Black women, but I think in our culture and in our community, we have seen injustice as it relates to Black men and Black boys. And so maybe part of it feels as though we are abandoning our people at the same time when a wider society disproportionately affects our Black men.
And I think that part of that article, not only that, but to your point, also mentioned that education disparity and experience disparity. Sometimes it's difficult when we have so many highly educated Black women to find someone that is there and understands the struggle and the challenge that they've been through. They bring out that point and say, you know, maybe there are more options in other cultural groups to consider. But you know, y'all tell us in the comments what y'all think. You know, what do y'all think? It's something interesting to discuss. I think it's something that's relevant. It's something that's real. We'd love to hear from you. How y'all feel about it?
What do you think? Let us know. So these are some of the things that are going on now. Yeah, we're always on top of it. We're watching our team here at Message, you know, they keep us up to date and relevant at all points. And, you know, we'd love to hear from you, because these are issues. People actually think, back in the day, people thought that this was not something, this was a moral question, whether you could cross the color line to marry someone.
It was illegal at one point, wasn't it?
It wasn't legal, but people also ascribed to it as, you know, this was something that they said was a sin. But that's because their racist interpretation of both the word and the culture that embraced those racist interpretations made it like that. But this is part of truth telling. We let people know, you don't know, God made and died for each one of us, and he wants someone who's connected with him on the inside. Well, we're going so long. I want to talk to you all a minute here. We have to change gears because we're talking about Minority Health Month. Minority Health Month. There are many people who will probably watch this or listen to this later on. April is Minority Health Month. Minority Health Month, believe it or not, was first acknowledged by Booker T. Washington back in 1915, right? Oh, no. Because back then you had issues, you know, people didn't have access to healthcare, didn't have access to the fruits and vegetables and the healthy lifestyles and practices, or overworking. And so he, you know, kind of tried to shine a light on it then. And since 2002, the United States Congress has acknowledged this. And it's important now because you have disparities, health disparities, especially in the light of COVID. And we talked about that several times on What's the Message, that the diagnosis, the detection, I should say, diagnosis, and the treatment and the options weren't there, especially early on for people of color. And at first we went through this whole thing, oh, this doesn't affect us. But then we saw how it was hitting our community more. And so even the United, the National Institutes of Health says, you know, let's make our theme be a boost to your community. Is that it? Give your community a boost, because they're trying to get people back in, making sure that they are protecting their community. Anyway, I say all that to say, to introduce National Minority Health Month and introduce our next guest, Barone. She is CHRISTINA Jenkins, and from Wilmington, North Carolina. You see her there in her white coat. Look at this young, health professional in the health and pharmaceutical area and industry. I'm just happy to see. Anyway, Jenkins challenges her audience on social media to form healthy habits with abundant mindsets. On Instagram, Christina shares recommendations for cooking and for and prepping healthy meals, tips on staying motivated, and guidance on taking care of our mental health. She challenges us to form positive mindsets and ultimate wellness for a lifestyle of abundance. And so I'm just so privileged to talk to this young health influencer because this is what it's all about. What you think, Baron?
Yeah, listen. I'm sitting here reading the bio, and I'm getting excited. I'm trying to open up the notes application on my iPad because I know she's going to drop some gems for us today.
Hello, Christina. It's so great of you to join us today. Thank you for joining us during National Minority Health Month.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get interested in becoming, or where did the health enthusiast come from?
So the health enthusiast started back in 2015. That's when my fitness journey started. I started just working out in a women's only gym just to get acclimated with the equipment. From there, I started to do some 5Ks. We have what's called a turkey trot here during Thanksgiving time here in Wilmington, North Carolina. So I signed up for that. Starting to just get more activities under my belt with different sports activities. In 2018 to 2019, I trained for several Spartan races. These races consist of different distances, 5Ks up to half a marathon, so 13.1 miles. And they have different obstacles within the courses, so like flipping tires, running under different things like that. It's really fun. And one thing I really loved about it was that everyone motivated you. They kept telling you to keep going. You got this. And that was like a very motivational thing to keep going during that. So I started to continue to take that and change my fitness goals around that because it was just something to look forward to. So I did a couple more 5Ks after that. And then now I'm currently strength training and training for a half marathon that I'll be running in November. So with that training, I'm also working a lot more on social media to create a brand for myself. I recently just finished a nutrition course. It was a 6-week accelerated nutrition course where I was able to learn more about how food impacts the body, how sugar impacts the body, how, like, as you mentioned earlier, environmental factors with food, and how like different communities don't have access to these foods. So that's something that I wanted to learn more so that I can share it with other people and just help them create these healthy habits towards just overall wellness, because a lot of it is consistency and being motivated. And with those small little habits, they accumulate into bigger habits. So just being able to share and help people with that's something that I'm passionate about.
And that is awesome. And you're a person that is on social media and sharing, an influencer, as it were. And I know, because I'm on social media as well, that so much is about appearance and how you look. And there are certainly unhealthy ways to get there. And then there are healthy ways to get there, especially for girls. So would you just take a moment and talk to those that are in that category, that are on a health journey, maybe a bit discouraged, those that are parents that have teenage girls like myself that are on Instagram and Snapchat and everything all day long, and they're seeing the ideal look and whatnot. What can be done, and then even for just anyone in general, what can be done to help us live healthier lives? Just like some basic, very basic things that you've discovered in your journey that you can share with us.
I know for me, one of the big things was listening to my body. Doing a check-in with myself, like, how do I feel? Do I feel confident? Do I like the way my hair looks? Do I like the clothes? How do I feel in these clothes? And asking myself like these different questions and trying to navigate through that to find like, okay, maybe I don't like these clothes. Maybe if I wore clothes like this, I would be more confident, or I'll feel more happy, because I mean, we're wearing these clothes all day, so we might as well wear clothes that we feel confident in. And another thing is just, it's trial and error. Like some things, sometimes you just have to try things, and then sometimes it might not work, but don't give up, just continuing to try other things. I know right now, like a lot of like fitness influencers, they're trying to either eat a lot or they're working out a lot. They have all these different goals. And social media plays a big part into what our body is supposed to look like. But everyone has different fitness goals. So just focusing on yourself and what your body needs to feel comfortable and confident, that's what really is important.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about your routine. You know, what you said a few moments ago, I think is really interesting. You're talking about these Spartan races. You ever see yourself on American, what is that, Ninja? I love that show. I love that where they're doing the obstacles and stuff like that. Was it Ninja Warrior or something like that? I love that. But, you know, talk to us about your routine. How do you get to the point where you're flipping tires? And can a mom like me flip a tire? Talk to me. What is your routine?
If you set your mind to it, you can definitely do it.
Okay.
A lot of it is mental. But for my journey, it started back in 2015, 2016. My husband now, who was my friend at the time, he would get up really early, like 5 in the morning to work out. So he was a big influence in staying consistent to get up early and working out. And now we're married and we are up at 5 in the morning. But
what are you doing at 5 in the morning? I mean,
we're going to the gym.
You're going to the gym at 5, because I know that's Barone. You coming down his street now.
Yeah, that's how you flip a tire. That's how you flip a tire. You start at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I see the big thing. So and this is where it goes back to listening to your body. I notice a difference in how I feel when I don't go into the gym in the morning versus when I do go in the gym in the morning before work. In the mornings that I do go to the gym before work, I have been up for several hours already beforehand. I've got my endorphins from my workout. I've moved a little bit. I use the gym time as like my me time. So I'm going through my thoughts for the day. I'm clearing my head. So a lot of that helps see how the rest of the day is going to be, versus like if I don't go to the gym that morning, I'm a little bit more sluggish. I'm kind of rushing out of bed to get to work. So it's just different things like that. Now I do know not everyone's a morning person. So that's another like trial and error, seeing what works for you, whether it's more of like going to the gym in the midday or just going for a quick walk, just somehow getting your body to move and just starting those little habits of going on maybe like a 10-15 minute walk. You did the 10-15 minute walk. That's good. Like you should pat yourself on the back for that because you did something that day.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I love it. Routines matter and habits matter. And, you know, it sounds like it was kind of a process that helped. You said something there that I want to kind of key in on. You said that part of what helped you getting up early in the morning, going to the gym and working out was your friend at the time. And I'm so glad y'all started off as friends. I mean, that's dope. Okay. All right. That turned into your husband. All right. Come on, somebody. Amen. That's good stuff. But having someone to work out with, can you tell me say a little bit more about how partnership helps when you have a goal or when you're looking to develop a new habit of exercise or even healthy eating?
So having an accountability partner definitely helps. I mean, just even to have a conversation with them like, oh, I want to go and start working out. Okay, well, have that friend be your accountability partner. Have them ask you like, so what are your goals for this week? And just having that influence, especially if that other person works out quite a bit, just having their like energy around you where you're like, oh yeah, I see my friends working out today. I want to go. They're motivating me to work out too. So having an accountability partner will definitely help, especially in the beginning phases when you're trying to stay consistent. That would definitely help.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We were talking before the show, and I know as we introduced you, you talked about your bio. We're talking about abundant and healthy mindsets. And I know that part of the thing that we are very interested in here at Message is because we come from, at least, you know, I can speak for myself at Message. You know, I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home, and Seventh-day Adventists have long been known for sort of a health emphasis. And the health emphasis is not just because of fitness, and it's not just because of diet. We were taught and we learned of that intricate and intimate space in that relationship between the mind, the body, the spirit. You know, what is God doing through this vessel that he created? And I was saying before we even got on, I find, you know, just researching it, and maybe, you know, if you're watching or you're listening, you might want to go ahead and research, you know, a book called Ministry of Healing, which has so many gems talking about how Jesus healed, because he healed. That was his primary, the miracles that he worked. It was healing, and the healing involved a spiritual restoration. And so I found this quote that I thought was so interesting, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it when you're talking about abundant mindsets. And this quote was from a magazine called the Review and Herald back in the 1950s. And I thought this was so beautiful. Not all that this world bestows can heal a broken heart, or impart peace of mind, or remove care, or banish disease. Fame, genius, talent, all are powerless to gladden the sorrowful heart or to restore the wasted life. The life of God in the soul is man's only hope. The love which Christ diffuses through the whole being is a vitalizing power. Every vital part, the brain, the heart, the nerves, it touches with healing. By it, the highest energies of the being are roused to activity. It frees the soul from guilt and sorrow, the anxiety and care that crush the life forces. I thought this was just amazing to me, that keeping your mind, or sort of training your thoughts to God and what he has done, can actually effectuate that healing. It is through that the Lord can heal. So what do you think about this? And I know maybe I'm being too deep, and you're a young person who's out here, and you're like, I'm just trying to help people eat right, work out. But what do you think about that?
She got this. She got this. She got this. She got this.
So that's
it. And I wasn't in any way trying to put you down or make you young.
No, you're fine.
You might not have thought, you know, like, okay, I didn't know it was going to be all this, but go ahead.
No, you're fine. That was a beautiful quote. So that's the thing with that I wanted to incorporate with not only nutrition. Like, yes, you can eat the right foods, but your mindset also plays a big role in like the goals that you want to have. So many thoughts go through your head in the day, but you have to think about what kind of thoughts are going through your head. Are they going to help you in the future? Are they bringing you down? What's the self-talk that you're telling yourself every day? And so just being consciously aware about like making sure that you're having like these positive thoughts to keep going with your habits or your goals, whatever that may be. And then also just being able to know who you're surrounding yourself with. So like making sure that the people that you're surrounding yourself with may have similar goals, or they're also open to opportunities, whether that's career or education, because the 5 closest people to you are the ones that are also influencing you as well. So that's pretty much it for that.
Yeah.
No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yes.
People who surround you matter, and they have tremendous impact on you.
Yeah.
All right, here's my last question. All right, I want you to roll with me. Hop in my car. You know what I'm saying? We praying it's gonna make it to the grocery store. I'm just messing with you. It's gonna make it there. We bust through the doors. Go shopping with me. I know I'm gonna need a couple of snacks during the day. Help me out with something that is a good choice. I have a proclivity toward donuts and danishes and sweet treats. I just really, I just, Romans 7 talks about those things that I don't want to do. I find myself doing. So help me out here. I really, really enjoy the confectionaries, the wonderful, wonderful treats. But go shopping with me and say, Barone, not this, but that.
Yeah, come on.
So Barone, I guess it also depends too where you're shopping, but let's just say we're going to like a big grocery store. Mm-hmm. Some healthy snacks that you can incorporate. I see you have a sweet tooth. Some pretty good snacks would be, I don't know if you like dates. Dates are a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You could do apples and peanut butter, so you get a little bit of sweet and salty there. You can do dried fruits. These are all snacks you can take to go. You could do celery. Celery has a good source of water, so it'll help also replenish you. Ripe fruits will also help too. Just, like, if it's from the ground, it's the best that you can go for. So looking for those, and making sure if you do get produce, making sure that you wash your produce as well.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. You're gonna have to pray with me on the celery situation, but we can roll with the apples and the peanut butter. I think that is excellent. I love it. If it comes from the earth.
We can go to the snack aisle. We'll just read some ingredient labels. That's what we'll do. We'll do some reading.
If I can pronounce it and know what it is, then it's probably pretty good for me. Okay.
That is right. Yes.
Man, I appreciate that because the refrigerator is a little empty this morning. I'm gonna need to make that run. So I'm gonna make some different choices.
Just don't go by Dunkin' Donuts. It's funny. For Barone and I, we had the same sweet tooth. That's my thing. And I'm gonna ask the Lord to give me the victory of the sweet baked goods. Hallelujah. So all of you, look. We're talking today because we want this to be of benefit to each one of us. Minority Health Month, there are some things that we can do. There's some things in our environment that we can't change, we can't do, but there are some things within our purview, our portfolio, our level of control that we can. So, getting the accountability partner, following people like Christina Jenkins. Look at this young lady. Tell us how we can follow you on everywhere that you're putting out this good information.
The best way is through Instagram. My Instagram handle is @Tumbagas. So TUMBAGAS. The little meaning behind it is my mom's maiden name. I'm half Filipino, so I like to carry that name around wherever I can.
@TUMBAGS.
BAGAS.
BAGAS. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to find you on Instagram and I was looking up Christina Jenkins and none of them look like you. Now we know why. So that's the kind of thing that we can do. And look, we can continue to be in community as we support and pray for each other. Thank you all for joining us this week on What's the Message. Is always good. It's always uplifting. It's always edifying. I appreciate you, Barone. I appreciate you, Christina and Robert and Philip behind the scenes. Look, next week, we're going to host an organization that I think you're going to love to hear from them. They're all about getting the guns off the streets and the violence off the streets. And if you live in a community, you want to see a change in that community, you want to be a change in that community, you need to tune in next week. So thanks a lot. Barone, anything, take us out.
Man, look, once again, we are built up. We had a great time this morning. We're appreciative to each and every one of you that joins us week after week. Would you do us a favor? If you have not followed us on Facebook, please do so. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, we'd love to have you be a part so that each and every time What's the Message goes live. We love all of you all. We're hoping that you are living abundant, vibrant, enjoyable, abundant lives each and every day. And we know that God is the key to the source of our happiness and our joy each and every day.
And that's the message.
There it is.
See you next time.